What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the page for NSPN Champa Bay TV. My name is Ruth the Truth, better known as Ruth Kakias, and we have a very special guest that's going to be joining us here in a moment. Jarvis Green, two-time Super Bowl winning champ with the New England Patriots. They won Super Bowl 38 and Super Bowl 39 alongside Tom Brady.
Hold
He
on,
had
Ruth.
eight.
Ruth, it didn't go live for some reason. Hang tight.
Okay,
Wait till you see that. Wait till you see the ticker up in the top right.
I do see it. I do see it. We good to go? All right, we are live. How's everybody doing? It is Ruth Kakias here with NSPN and Champa Bay TV. We have a very exclusive interview today with two-time Super Bowl winning champion Jarvis Green, who had 8 seasons with Tom Brady. And I definitely got to talk to him about Brady and his retirement. And we will also be speaking about his new revolutionary food app called Chef to You that's going to be hitting the markets very shortly. So if you guys could do me a favor, hit that share button down below, hit the retweet button, make sure that you are following NSPN because we are growing, people. So we need you guys to be tuned in on all Tampa sports as well as all sports nationally because there's so much to cover. But appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to this exclusive interview. I'm going to go ahead and bring Jarvis Green, two-time Super Bowl winning champion, into the screen right now so we could pick his brain about the NFL because there's a lot going on. So, Jarvis, first off, how are you doing? And thank you for taking the time to speak with me.
Thank you. How are you doing? I'm doing great down here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
I just got back from Louisiana. I was in New Orleans for Valentine's Day weekend. It's one of my favorite cities for sure. That would be, I think, my 4th trip to New Orleans in the past beautiful. 4 years. Yeah, I like to go for like Halloween time because the city just completely erupts. And I think that's like a prime time to be in New Orleans with all the ghost tours and everything that they have going on. But thank you again for taking the time to speak with me. Are you feeling this Super Bowl blues that us NFL fans are feeling? Because it's always exciting time for the Super Bowl to come around, but that means it's the end of the season and we got to wait 6 to 8 months for it to start back up again. So how are you feeling now that the NFL is over?
I mean, it was a hell of a rush, and I think the last 7 NFL playoff games was probably the best games ever played, all the way down to the last minute. A lot of people were so excited, and also, yeah, I mean, a little bit, at the season over with. It's a long season. Every season is long. I was really pulling for Cincinnati, though, Joe Burrow. But again, LSU guys on both sides of the ball, Odell Beckham, Andrew Whitworth as well. So, but you know what? The thing about football when it's over, people say, "Oh my goodness, the season is finally over." But then you got 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you hear crickets singing, and you hear pennies drop, and people are like, "Come on, season, come on, come back, preseason, come back, football season." So that's kind of the way it is as a fan.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime that the NFL season's over, I always go through the Super Bowl blues where the whole next day I'm acting like I just broke up with my boyfriend. I just need my ice cream. I want to be left alone and I just want to watch highlights all day. So let's talk a little bit about your career in New England. You spent 8 seasons with the New England Patriots alongside Tom Brady. How is the Super Bowl hangover after winning a championship and lifting the Lombardi trophy? How is that excitement of that night into the following days?
I mean, you saw Coach, the Rams coach, they interviewed him and he was just like on a rush, straight, no sleep, hanging out, partying, drinking, getting all messed up for a great reason. So for us, I had the opportunity to do that twice. And after the game, it's so much going on. Your blood is just boiling. Your pressure is up. You got great anxiety. You're frigidity. I remember when they handed the trophy to me, 2003, when we played in Houston, we beat the Carolina Panthers. I ran around the entire stadium. Everybody was grabbing the trophy. Let everybody touch the trophy. Just an unimaginary, phenomenal time with family, with friends. But I tell you this though, those 2 Super Bowls that we did win, I mean, it's no sleep at all. No sleep. You sleep on the plane, but that's really it. But it's a 2-week rush.
Yeah, I mean, and you won back-to-back championships with Tom Brady, so I'm sure the excitement in New England was astronomical. And, going back to your hometown or wherever you reside in, I'm sure the party keeps going. So it's a wonderful experience for the NFL players. And I just want to say, I know everybody was pulling for Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals, but 13 years in the NFL, 12 seasons spent with the Detroit Lions. I think it was time for Matthew Stafford to put a ring on that finger. And I honestly think that was a blockbuster trade that they did with the Detroit Lions, bringing Matthew Stafford and then picking up, Von Miller as well, a lot of defensive pieces, Jalen Ramsey, who's one of the best cornerbacks in the league right now. So congratulations to the Rams, who defeated the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20. Now, let's talk about your time with Brady. Now, I know you spent 8 seasons with him. You lifted Lombardi Trophy twice. Were you surprised that Brady decided to retire this season?
No, I'm not. But again, he's not retired.
Oh, right? Lord, here we go. Here comes the speculations.
His $15 million bonus, and also February the 4th. And then, really, I think it's June 22nd. That's official. So a lot of people got to understand this. If you're under contract with an employer, you can't really say much of what you're trying to do for your future. It's like counting futures and stock market and knowing exactly what's going to happen, and everybody could adjust. But I think right now, Tom, he can't just volunteer and say, I'm either, I'm leaving or I'm retiring. And you got all this stuff going on with him and his wife, and everybody's playing around. But I think he's just playing with the media at the same time. Will he really retire? I don't know. But then you saw Gronk. I just saw something about Gronk, and he talking, I think, to the GM about coming back for another year. And I think Gronk did retire with the Patriots, and Bill let him go, and he came to Tampa because of Tom Brady. So right now, I think Tom is enjoying his family. It was a great season. I mean, he should have got the MVP, right?
I think so.
But Aaron Rodgers got it. He's a great guy as well. But I don't know what's going to happen with Tom. I think his wife's going to flip a coin and decide on what's his future with Tampa.
Yeah, I mean, they had a commercial with crypto that was playing throughout the season where he told Giselle, like, we already talked about this. I'm playing another 10 seasons. So I think that might, kind of – people are just kind of like, what is he going to do? But yes, he has made an official retirement announcement, but things aren't official, like you said, until late June. So he could change his mind. And maybe with Rob Gronkowski deciding to come back for another season in Tampa, that might be a little enticing for Brady to come back as well. Now, speaking about that quarterback position, who could be the next man up for the Buccaneers if Tom actually does decide to retire, which he's already announced? We have Kyle Trask that we picked up in the draft. There's been talks about maybe getting Kyler Murray over here. Do you think that would be a best move for the Buccaneers?
I mean, didn't Kyler Murray play under Bruce?
He did.
Yeah, they have to have conversation. These guys are not crazy. They're making deals. They're willing to deal, and they're the Super Bowl. They're talking business. You know what? I got a question. So the guy Tampa drafted, what school did he come from? What college?
He was a Gator.
Oh, that guy. Oh,
yeah, Kyle Trask, that guy.
He's a pretty good player then.
He is.
That's a tough decision. I mean, you got the draft, you got the first round pick. Who's the first round pick or second? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, you have that guy, but you got Kyler Murray. You think Kyler Murray really wants to leave Arizona?
I mean, there's been a lot of speculation. He, after the Pro Bowl, after linking up with Mike Evans, a star wide receiver for the Buccaneers, who seemed to be, planting some seeds for Kyler to come join him in Tampa. I mean, he decided to wipe everything that involved Arizona completely clean off of his social medias. And so it's been a lot of speculation. So do you think if a player goes to the extent of completely wiping his social medias clean of the team, that could be a not deciding factor, but that could be, a hint that he's trying to make his way out of Arizona?
That is serious because I just did that with my ex-girlfriend. So he's going to Tampa.
Yeah. So he connected with Mike Evans in the Pro Bowl. It was an awesome touchdown pass. And I feel like Evans was kind of planting the seeds for Kyler to maybe try to make a pull for Tampa. So Jason Light, If Brady does not return, I would say that Kyler Murray would be the next man up and a great option because he's had a phenomenal season in Arizona, and we have just as many weapons or more here in Tampa.
I'm gonna say this too about Arizona. I watched Arizona play this year, and like he played amazing. To me, it's like they're a team that they may have that they had that great record, but then they lost like 3 in a row. Nobody's scared of Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
When they show up, they're like the Golden State Warriors. You better outscore them to win. It's no defense. I'm sorry, it's none. So I think with Kyler, he come to Tampa. Tampa defense is very strong, and they show that and they make plays. And I think he would be better and have more confidence that he could go and take Tampa to a Super Bowl with the tight defense that Tampa Bay Buccaneers have.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you saw how Jason Light traded away Jameis Winston, plugged in Tom Brady, and then their very first season without OTAs, without any preseason, they were able to be the first team in NFL history to win a Super Bowl in their backyard. But guess what? Now the Rams did it too. So is this going to be a trend that we see now in the NFL where these teams are going to be putting in their all to make sure? Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the next Super Bowl is going to be played in New Orleans. So do you think the Saints, if I'm not mistaken, the next Super Bowl is going to be played in New Orleans?
So when is the Super Bowl in Vegas? When is that?
You're right. I don't know if it's the season after. I will have to look into that, but I know that would be a great Super Bowl in Vegas because that's already a party city.
I think New Orleans, they put on the best Super Bowls. So that's going to be fun, exciting to see what happens. Hopefully, like you say, the Saints got a new coach. So I don't know. If that works out that way, that would be great for the city of New Orleans.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody's a fan of New Orleans because, I mean, who doesn't have fun on Bourbon Street in the Frenchman Quarter? Who dey? So let's talk a little bit about Matthew Stafford and what he was able to accomplish with the Los Angeles Rams. Now, do you think that the Super Bowl win is going to be solidifying his Hall of Fame inductee in the future?
I saw, who was it? The cornerback Sherman. He said something.
Yes, Richard Sherman.
Just because he won the game, he's not a Pro Bowl, a Hall of Fame type of quarterback. He's been in Detroit. I posted a meme after he won. Like white boy Rick. In the he got the big old white fur coat with the hat on. That was so funny. And he was saying, about Detroit, that it wasn't him. Or what you think about me not Detroit. Matt, I hope he's not retiring. I mean, I like the Rams. They're a good team on paper, and they really showed out the way they played. And I love Von Miller, Aaron Donald. I mean, the receiver Coop. I mean, he's the best receiver hands down the last 3 years in the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, he does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame because he won the Super Bowl. Now the Rams have a very, 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 very the defense, I mean, had a lot to do with that winning the football game as well, and Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, and I actually believe that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were able to write the blueprint on how to take down a tough team like the Kansas City Chiefs, who slipped up in the AFC Championship game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Do you think the Chiefs are going to be back in the Super Bowl next season?
As long as Mahomes is on the throne, he's going to have a chance and an opportunity every year. I think they're the first team to go 4 AFC championships. Is that right?
Yep.
Since Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very dangerous. I mean, he could do so much. They could score when they want to score. As long as he's there, they're going to have an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. I'm going to say at least an 80% chance every year.
Yeah, I mean, we have a really young quarterback core in the AFC. We have Josh Allen. We have, we have Matthew Stafford. I'm sorry, who's also in the NFC. Sure, but I mean, we got Joe Burrow that's going to be having a pretty good chance of possibly going to multiple Super Bowls in his young career. Were you surprised that the Cincinnati Bengals made it all the way to the Super Bowl game?
I think everybody did, because if you started the season off, you didn't really see what type of, I mean, I don't know what the bets were, but I guarantee you Cincinnati was nowhere to be in the playoffs, more or less, in the Super Bowl. And Joe Burrow, All-American Joe, ice cold, he performed like it was his last year at LSU when he won the Heisman. But I'm going to say this, though. what defined him or what put everything on the table was when he had the game. He got sacked 10 times. If a quarterback, the average quarterback, it could be Tom Brady, gets sacked 10 times, he's going to throw at least 2 or 3 interceptions and cause 1 or 2 fumbles.
Yep.
And he will not be throwing those 76% completion. That was a record or something in the playoffs. So, Joe Burrow, I mean, he's going to be back. He's played well, but nobody thought Cincinnati would be in the Super Bowl playing, and they had a chance to win. And I don't know why in the hell they didn't run the goddamn ball.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of like a situation with Russell Wilson when they were facing the New England Patriots when they should have just ran the ball, just hand it to Marshawn, just give him the ball. You guys are on the 1 yard line. You have an opportunity to put away the New England Patriots.
Again, something was up for that game, and you got the best runner, that's in the red zone with 4 yards or less to score. It was Lynch.
Yeah.
And why in the hell did he not get the ball? It amazes me. But you know what? Can I say something?
Go ahead, say it.
If he would have got the ball, this is me, conspiracy theory or whatever. I'm not a scientist or PhD doctor. If he would have scored that touchdown, they would have had so many Skittle commercials. He would have been eating a bag of Skittles saying, "I'm going to Disney World." Remember that same year he got fined multiple times because he did not want to talk to the media.
Yep.
He was being a little brat, right? So if he would have won, he would have been the face of the NFL or got the MVP for that year. And I think the NFL would rather throw the ball, let somebody else win, and destroy that.
Yeah. A lot of conspiracies followed that play with Pete Carroll calling that to throw the ball instead of to hand it on to Marshawn Lynch. There was a lot of backlash from that as well. And I feel like the Seattle Seahawks have kind of been struggling to get into a relevant conversation when it comes to the Super Bowl. Do you think Russell Wilson is going to stay in Seattle? I mean, there was a lot of talks last season about him not being happy with his offensive line, that, there could have been issues with the front office. Do you think Russell Wilson is going to be the future in Seattle?
I mean, where would he go?
I mean, I think New Orleans needs they need some help.
New Orleans. I mean, shit. If you go to New Orleans, they're going to be tough.
Yeah.
They're going to be very, very tough in the NFC South. Because any other team, I mean, Saints has a great team overall. And I think he's going to love just the tradition. New Orleans is a great city. You can raise your kids on Bourbon Street, 24/7, no curfew. He's going to have a good time. He would look good in black and gold, definitely.
I thought so as well, but being here in Tampa, I know we don't want to really see a threat like that coming out of New Orleans because we are in the same division as them. So we gotta chill out on that competition because we rather it just be a straight shot for a division win.
It's Tampa. They got Carolina, got Scam Newton.
Scam Newton? No, he didn't.
Huh? What?
Why did we call him Scam Newton?
Please tell me you heard that word already.
I have not. This is the first.
We use that word in New England. Scam Newton.
Scam Newton. Is that because he was the quarterback for one season and you guys didn't make it to the playoffs?
I might hashtag that and tag him to this interview and see what he said.
Yeah, please do so. We would love to hear his opinion.
Oh man, that was his nickname in New England. I mean, I'm a fan. I play it, but I'm a fan. So for me, politics, I really don't care. I'll call it how I see it. And he came to New England and he had a tough time. I mean, hopefully he do okay. I mean, he went back to Carolina, right? Went 0-5.
Yeah, that was kind of like a bandage over the wound.
I was cheering for him. I thought he was going to be back, but he had a lot of mental things going on right now. Quarterback is not an easy position.
No.
So hopefully he get back on his feet and become the guy he always become. But like Belichick always used to say, you never stay the same. You get better or you get worse. He's getting worse.
You heard it here first here on NSPN. Make sure you guys hit that share button down below, retweet, do whatever you got to do. Make sure to subscribe on the YouTube page as well, as me and two-time Super Bowl champion Jarvis Green are having a conversation on the NFL. Now, you brought up politics, so that's a great segue into our next topic. So, Brian Flores, the ex-head coach for the Miami Dolphins, has issued a lawsuit against the NFL about the Rooney Rule because he received a text message from Bill Belichick congratulating him on his new position as the New York Giants head coach when he texted the wrong Brian. So
No.
do you think okay, hear me out. I think Belichick is a smart enough man that he doesn't make a mistake like you're texting the wrong person. I find that very hard to believe.
No. You know
Super Bowl winning champion, greatest head coach of all time. To slip up like that, I don't know. I find it kind of questionable.
Belichick, just like Tom Brady, there are two individuals, and they are very calculated when it comes to doing anything.
Right. I bet he doesn't even send his own texts.
Even if it's taking a step. And then somebody said he should have somebody checking his phones, or he should not be texting anybody in between any breakout session or meetings. And then you see another meme that had the black Brian, they had the white Brian, and look, Dabo was at LSU, I think, when I was at LSU, Coach Dabo. So, much love to Coach Dabo, being the head coach, great guy. I mean, everybody loved Coach Dabo. He didn't say much, but then he cracked a joke or say some shit up. But he was all fired up. Always, piss and vinegar. So kudos to Dave. Now with Brian, absolute bullshit. You have 2 winning seasons in Miami. His last year, he beat the Patriots twice. That's like on your contract. You beat the Patriots twice. You have a big birthday party with the cake and popping bottles, right? He did that. 2 winning seasons. I'm gonna say this about Tua. I may be screwing his name up.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua Tagovailoa. So I watch him play, and I don't think anything is wrong with the guy. But everybody's saying he's not a good quarterback. I don't know how in the hell all the stuff he went through at Alabama to still go to the NFL and still play better than 80% of the quarterbacks in the league. I mean, he's all beat up. He's gonna have so much arthritis when he's my age. But again, diversity. They got the Rooney rule or whatever it is, Rooney, and we saw Lovie Smith got a job with the Texans, and since this Rooney rule, it's been terrible. Black coaches are not given the same opportunity as white coaches. It's a problem. It's becoming more of an issue. And did he not get fired during Black History Month?
He did.
Yeah. What happened to diversity, inclusion? I talk about this all the time, and I have a lot of what is it called? I fire back. Shots fired. I mean, what I do in my business, and a lot of times it's not fair. So to me, he should still be a coach at the Miami Dolphins. But now you file a lawsuit. Oh, shit. Right. You can't just put that on a sheet of paper, let the court sign it, and go and deliver that and serve somebody. And not just one team. He served 3 different teams. So they talk about before the Saints hired Coach Allen, and they was like, well, they have some job opportunities. But in the situation with the Giants and Coach Belichick, I'm like, they knew who their coach was going to be, but they bought him anyway just to, dot some I's, cross some T's. Not now. So I don't know what's going on with that. I hope he's successful because either he win big, go home, have that money, tax-free, it's a lawsuit, never coach again. But, you got so many people in this world that they create or they grow. If I'm talking too much, just cut me off, okay?
No, I need you to talk. Keep on talking.
Finish. Okay, so you got people in this world that create something, and they raise that. They plant that seed. They water it every day. They water it every day. They start growing the garden. It becomes a rainforest. Somebody come and tell them, you can't shepherd this land anymore. You can't grow these trees anymore. And all of this is growing so strong in the foundation. And now you're doing everything in your life that is possibly 85% correct to get you to where you're at. And then somebody say you can't do it anymore. I'm sorry. For me, that would hurt me even more if I can't run my own company and I built my company and somebody said I got to watch, but then you can't even be a part of the company. So for him, sure, he might win that money, man, but still, it's not going to be the same on that sideline, the camaraderie, coaching those guys up, getting those W's, even getting those L's, but just having that opportunity and that adrenaline. You can have all the money in the world. People still can't get that rush or that adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
All these billionaires, right? All the money in the world. They're all trying to go to goddamn Mars. Just think about it. Are they trying to get the biggest ship, the biggest plane, jump off the moon, climb Mount Everest with all this money in the world? So money doesn't make you happy.
Right. Yeah, so I believe personally that this lawsuit that Brian Flores has filed against the NFL is it's a gamble because you could be cutting your ties with ever having the opportunity to be a head coach in the league again. But somebody with a winning record, somebody who was able to change the culture in Miami.
You're right. And look, like forever, even like his son might come up and one day be some great coach. Oh, he's definitely not getting a job. Oh, that's your cousin over there? Oh, he's not getting a job either. Oh, that's your niece? She's a doctor? Oh no, she's not getting a job. When they're going to blackball the hell out of you. So you're right. It's a big risk he took. I pray for the brother. I love him to death. I remember when he was at New England when I was playing and he was coming into the coaching system. I used to be out there doing Teddy Bruschi's flag football charity event in the stadium. And we used to go at it. And the guy's a competitor, tenacity. He's a great coach. He's a great black NFL football coach that still should have a job to this day.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation on what went down in Miami, and he even went on the record to say that Stephen Ross, the owner of the Miami Dolphins, was telling him that he was going to pay him $100,000 for losing games. Now, is that something that you've ever heard of in the NFL with your years of experience?
So that means he would have got $800,000 this year, huh?
A lot of money. Something like that. $100,000 a game.
I've never heard of anything like that before. And then when I think I heard another coach say that. Oh, the coach.
Yeah, Hugh Jackson, the ex-head coach of the Cleveland Browns, has come forward to join the fight with Brian Flores because he was saying that he was also offered money in Cleveland to throw games just for draft position. Now, that took me back to the Doug Peterson last season when he kind of took Jalen Hurts out the game, put in a QB that had no experience, and they ended up losing the game to the New York Giants. Like, is it a thing?
It doesn't make sense at all. Now, Doug Peterson, look, my older brother, they played college football together in Northeast Louisiana. So I remember Doug when I was a little kid. And, when he became the Philadelphia coach and won the Super Bowl, and that situation is the same thing. And I don't get the NFL. You have 2 losing seasons, and you hack the coach. I remember back in the day that you could have 5 losing seasons or break 500. You have a chance. We have a chance to go to the division around the next year. Now, 2 games, 2 seasons. Oh, not enough. Bye. To me, it doesn't do anything to the NFL. And I understand the TV contracts getting bigger, inflation. They're playing in Germany, I think, this year. Mm-hmm. We know what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And we know it's a big money grab, just like when teams jump different conferences and colleges. And it's just so sad because we have human beings coaching and playing this game.
Yeah. Their family lives are at stake,
Right. And I don't understand what's the rush.
Yeah. So we wish the best for Brian Flores and his journey with this lawsuit. for the NFL. We could only hope the best, and hopefully it doesn't turn out to blackmail him or blackball him from the NFL, because I do believe that he's a great NFL coach and he should deserve the opportunity. I mean, there was a lot of vacancy when it came to the head coaching positions in the NFL, so it's a little bit of a bummer that this lawsuit has come up and it's turned into what it is. But I hope with the help of Hugh Jackson and the support of other NFL higher ups that they could come to terms and figure something out. Because I mean, how do you change they've already set this Rooney Rule in place. So I mean, what else needs to be done to actually have these owners and executives take the opportunity to really look at the resumes of these black head coaches that are willing to put their lives on the line for to be a head coach in the NFL. It's I don't know. I don't really know what the NFL needs to do. I think Roger Goodell has a pretty tough job.
It's no answer right now. I mean, you could say, oh, it's going to change, but like you say, this Rooney Rule has been in effect. It just didn't happen yesterday.
Right.
Until they're not. Oh, you know what? It's like the real world contracts and general contractors in construction. I mean, it's due process. And they give best efforts to go and find the right minority company to construct this, and it's still not fair. So at some point, something has to change. But when? 10 more years, 15 more years.
You've been waiting long enough.
I know, and we don't control that at all. We don't.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all kind of trickles down from the ownerships of these teams, and I think without these owners having a change of heart, who really knows what's going to happen? Because it's all about who you know and who you have connections with. So if you're coming into the league as a new coach and you don't know and you don't have the bridges built, then it's a loss for a lot of these minority coaches, and it's sad.
There's a big who you know, huge. If you don't know, you're stuck. You're left behind.
Right. So we're gonna take turns on some lighter topics. Now, you are the owner of the revolutionary app that is going to be hitting the market soon, called Chef2U. Can you explain to my audience what's different between Chef2U and other apps that are on the market, like Uber Eats and things like that?
Okay. Well, we have a few owners. I'm one of the owners, but I'm also the ambassador and ambassador influencer. And I always crack jokes, tell people I'm not Shaquille O'Neal, I'm not I'm not LeBron James, I'm not those guys. But we have something exceptional, something new, first of its kind, and people say, yeah, sure. They have these other apps, the Grubhub, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Postmates. You go on and on and on, right? And then you have Chef2U. And I'm going to say first thing at the gate is that what makes us different is that we're going to be the first food app, food tech app company, whatever you want to call it. Number one, we're not out of Silicon Valley. We're not. And we signed a huge deal with Simon Property Group out of Indianapolis. They own the most malls in America, 180 plus, and they're the largest real estate owners, I think, probably in the world when it comes to square footage. Now, people say, what does that mean? Well, we working to deal with them to the point that we have access to their malls, but also we're going to have Food Truck Fest. So that starts March the 5th. In Florida, we have 4 locations right now, but we started with 5 locations. So we kind of moving around and floating on the 5th location. We're doing some other, soft beta tests on the West Coast. And during COVID was a crazy time for everybody in hospitality. And you can kind of see who's been licking their wounds after things are getting back to normal. Are we back to normal? Not quite. But you can see all the different, you can see in the hospitality industry, you can see the restaurants, you can see the hotels, the resorts, fast food chains. When I see restaurants, a fast food chain, it is a restaurant, but it's not like a tablecloth, linen. You sit down, somebody wait on you, somebody make cocktails for you, somebody, reach you the menu. I don't say, oh, Big Mac, double cheese, great cheese from, here or there, French fry, double crisp, Diet Coke bubbles. That industry didn't go anywhere. That industry increased. made
Yeah.
money. You know what's crazy too? I'm gonna just say this, get this off of my chest. Right now, you tell me a fast food chain that has the door open for dine-in. Okay, I'm not in all 50 states, but I've been in Louisiana, I've been in Florida some, I've been in Massachusetts. When I'm in Massachusetts, I don't eat fast food. I eat Dunkin' Donuts. You can go inside. In Louisiana, all these fast food chains in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, New Orleans, you can't go inside. The drive-through is open, right? And sometimes at night, you know what they say after like a certain time? If you don't have a food app, we're not taking your order. Heard that one yet?
I have not, but the Popeyes down the street for me is never open for dine-in, and I always have to go through the drive-through line that is all the way around the block.
The
So
freaking a traffic jam on the interstate, right? Same thing here. And I can't get all the details, but that's what's going on in America right now. And they're winning. So all these companies that got all the PPP and blah blah blah, they don't have people working in the dining. They got the drive-through wide open and they got the doors closed. So these apps has been running the business, controlling the market, has been increasing. And you got all these sit down mom and pop stores, small businesses, catering, restaurants. They're dying, right? So we got Chef to You. It's a little different. Nope, it's a lot different. So we have in the beginning, when Chef to You started, it was more about having chefs come to your home. Everybody could afford a chef during the pandemic. Everybody was inside. People were scared to leave. It was the end of the world, right? Jesus was coming back, riding the white horses, the bright lights, all that stuff. Well, it's getting better now, but still, people are still kind of afraid to really go out. But Chef to You, we was in conversation, not me, some of the other owners were in conversation, maybe I'm gonna say 2020, like around January, February. And then we had the conversation. Somebody approached me. It was more like this is not going to work. And then I think we pretty much got together, connected, contract, blah, 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 around June 2020.
mhm.
Then we got back again around December. And then I came on officially, I think, around December the 27th, 28th, 2020. In 2021, we started doing all the kibit, boom noodles. Oh, I don't know what the hell I just said, but all the booming noodles, kit caboodle, all that good stuff. And then we started working with the chef. On the app itself, and then we got connected with Simon, and that was kind of like all she wrote. So we still, getting close to doing the launch March 5th, March 6th. But now chefs, private chefs, catering chefs, pastry chefs. If it's edible, it could be on Chef to You. We have brick and mortar restaurants, ghost kitchens, virtual kitchens, all of the good stuff. Now, I'm gonna say you have a bunch of these ghost kitchens coming out. I won't say any names, but I know I've talked to hundreds, and our team talked to hundreds of chefs. And a lot of these chefs try to go to some of these ghost kitchens and other applications, and a lot of them say it's all crap. It's not good for business, and they're all taxing the crap out of everyone. And it's the same process, A, B,
Those
C, D,
delivery fees.
all of that. So with Chef to You, we have the price of all the traditional apps that's in the market right now. But then you could be like, you have a chef on there, private chef, cooks at his house, and we're not saying that that's the only um, interface on the app. You got the brick and mortar, you got the mom and pop, you got the food trucks, right? So with Simon, it's more about the food trucks on the property. Just say you have a family of four, say it's Wednesday, you got a food truck event coming up on Friday or Saturday. You can go and order your food. You don't have to go get it that day, like Wednesday, but you can order the food on Wednesday and have it scheduled to be ready on Friday.
Oh, I
Or
see.
while you're going to the mall, or when you want to go shop, you're not quite hungry yet, you can go shop, change your clothes, you can put your order in while you're sitting on your phone, and you can order your food, and then it's going to shoot a signal out to the chef of the food truck. They're going to put your food together. You're going to get a chime. You just tied your last shoestring. You go run out to the food truck, get your food. You either go home or come back in the mall and sit down, get full, and go shop again. But now you don't have to wait in line, because a lot of the malls you see now, You got the end cap stores, they're doing business, but then you got the smaller stores in between. And
Mhm.
for me, I love some of those big stores. I love to get my pretzels sometimes, but I want something different. I want a change up at times, and I want those chefs. And I've been in the hospitality business most of my life, but I want those chefs that give me your best shot. I want a hamburger. I'm not getting a Big Mac. I'm not getting a Whopper. I'm getting variety. I'm getting different chefs, different ethnic groups, and they're going to give me something that's going to be unique and different off of a food app, and not just your traditional fast food product that was fabricated in a lab somewhere. That if you put it outside for 60 days, it doesn't grow any mold or mildew.
That's scary.
Right. So chef is going to be a big opportunity for a lot of chefs around the country. Private chefs, like I said, all different types of chefs. But now you have the opportunity to order your food. You have to wait in long lines, conveniency, but also you're going to have a variety of great, healthy, clean food.
That's amazing. So Chef to You is going to be launching, you said in the coming weeks, probably maybe sometime
Well,
in March.
weekend of March 5th, 6th, we have 4 locations in Florida. So we have Tyrone Square, we have Tampa Premium Outlets, we have Jensen Beach, um, we have Coral Springs, Treasure Coast. And then also in California, we're going to be at the Sunset. Is it Ocean? Is it Sunset? Oh my goodness! It's like a what is it's like a farmers market street
Okay.
vendor, Sunset Ocean Drive. I'm not even sure. I may have messed that up. But if you
That
go
sounds
on
great.
media, you can see it because we've been doing a lot of social media posts. We've been doing a lot of different reels, a lot of different stories. We've been tagging the chefs. We've been hashtagging everything. So that's one of our commitments that we're going to do with Chef to You. And as well, if you're on the mall location or on the vendor site somewhere on location, we're going to be tagging people. And then there's going to come a time that we're going to bring out video crews, large and small, and just really just let these chefs know that it's BYOB, be your own brand, be who you are. When the cameras come out, smile. You are a superstar. And people, customers, foodies, users, this is what they want. This is what we need, and we will help or be a part of helping the hospitality industry get back off the ground, get on their feet, and start running. That's what Chef
Yeah,
to You
absolutely. A
to
lot
help
of
them.
these mom and pops and family owned restaurants took a hard hit during the quarantine,
Very
and a
hard.
lot of them didn't make it. So, Chef to You is a new revolutionary app that's going to be helping these smaller companies brand their food and get their food to their community in a safer and better, faster way. I mean, there's been a lot of times where I've used the Uber Eats app and I spend $35, $40 and I get my food and it's cold and it's not what I wanted to order, and it's just everything is all a mess. So, I'm
You know
glad
what?
that they're coming up with a new revolutionary app.
It is because that shouldn't be called for. I mean, you order your food and you're getting your food cold and all the condensation and I mean, so many different things that has happened, you know. But the truth of the matter is like having that application. If you got a hotel, you could use it as a ghost kitchen. You could do your multiple brands. I mean, like again, they got other big companies, but nobody want to do a multiple brand with 5 different burgers, chicken wings, breaded wings. People want real food. I want
Right.
real table side food, 3, 4, 5 star quality that I could eat, get it delivered, from a quality chef, quality restaurant.
Right. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Jarvis, for taking the time to speak with me. I know I only had you for 30 minutes, but we went a little bit over, but I appreciate you taking the time. Everybody, visit the www.chef2u.com to look at the insights of Chef to You that's going to be hitting the market in the next coming months. And Jarvis Green, do you have any final thoughts for our audience right now? If you want to talk something about football, anything.
Well, hopefully Tom Brady makes his mind up. Giselle, let him do his thing. Let him go out there. I think Tom Brady is coming back. I mean, you don't just retire having one of the best seasons of your career.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would understand if he's like on the decline, but like when you're
Right.
in the MVP conversation from the start of week one, like why not, Brady?
And everybody hate to see their quarterback on a decline. I remember when I saw Joe Montana go to Kansas City, that was just terrible. Because I remember the Joe from San Francisco. But Brady left New England, came to Tampa, just won a Super Bowl, and threw for 5,000 plus yards and the completions and attempts. He's coming back.
You guys heard it here first from Jarvis Green, who stood by Brady's side for 8 seasons and hosted the Lombardi Trophy 2 years back-to-back in a row. Jarvis, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. Everybody, please share this video on NSPN, retweet it, do everything you got, and subscribe to us on YouTube as well. But thank you so much for taking the time, Jarvis.
Thank you. Chef to you.
Chef to you. Let's go. Let's see.
Cut
it. Eric, are we there? Yeah. All right. We keep talking. We keep talking.
Awesome. That was awesome.
Yes, I appreciate you taking the time. And I'm sorry that I interrupted your dinner. I was hoping that you were able to finish that up.
Girl, look, I'm so jacked and wired like all day. So I do some other stuff too. I do some stuff with the government. I sell the Whole Foods, I fish to Whole Foods. And we better start sparkling wine to Whole Foods nationwide. It's a process. But the wine came from Spain. It's made from oranges, first of its kind. So it's so crazy because when I go places and I talk to these chefs, and I remember when I first started going to Florida, me and Hampton, we done with the interview, right? We just talking, shooting the shit.
Well, we're still live. I'm trying to get Eric to cut the live before you give out any great insights that are.
I'm not. It just was crazy because when I went to Florida, we had chefs and a food truck owners like, man, they thought it was all like a scam. So when we sending emails out and they said there's 2 world champions gonna be there, people thought it was a joke. And then some people showed up and said, I thought it was a joke. And we say, you really the guy? I'm like, yeah. So that's what people thought at first. And then we had an article that went out in the Providence Journal, their extension of USA Today. Some people saw that. And then now they've seen the hashtags, the Simon, they saw some of the commercials. And it's like people want to see because so many people got different scams. And I know they had one guy that was using our name in Florida that he works for Chef to You. We never heard of the guy.
Oh, no.
And I tell people I've been in the hospitality business since high school. I mean, I own a liquor store, restaurant, but I still sell to supermarkets. I still sell to restaurants today with my seafood business. So I want this to work. I want this to succeed, but I want all the chefs to succeed because if we can't help them, we're not helping anyone,
Right.
You having a huge party?
Nope. Just me.
Get delicious cuisine from the country's.
Nope. It's just me.
Just you.
That's not a bad commercial. I know.
I love the commercial. I think the commercial is great.
Thank you.
I got to know where you got those socks.
I got some chili now. Oh, I got them socks from Burlington Coat Factory.
Good to know.
Simple, right?
Yep. Right. I love Burlington.
What? Hey, where the fuck is Eric?
I believe he's in the back right now, backstage. I'm not really sure. But we are still live, which is very interesting. This is.
Well, I mean, I could get off.
Yeah. I think we should just cut it ourselves. So.